Welcome back, you guys, to video number 3. We have some royal news, especially with the Olympics going on. Everybody's out and about doing something. Let's jump in and cover all this, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start out with Lady Louise Windsor. She competed in a carriage driving competition in Windsor. This time, no male friend or boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, in sight. But she looks wonderful. Looks like she's thoroughly enjoying her college time and her time off from college. So way to go. All right, moving on. Guys, I'm going to try really hard, but forgive my pronunciation. The king received COP29 President Mukhtar Bayavez, COP28 President Sultan Al-Jaber, and Anna Tony, who was the COP30 representative, and Brazil's National Secretary for Climate Change. They all posed for a group photo during a meeting at Clarence House. Next up, we had pictures of the king receiving David Hurley, who is the outgoing Governor General of the Commonwealth of Australia, and his wife, Linda Hurley, during a private audience that took place at Buckingham Palace a few days ago. On Sunday, King Charles was seen attending Sunday service at St. Mary Magdalene's Church on the Sandringham estate. The weather looked fabulous. The king looked like he had a spring in his step. He was by himself, which is a little unusual, but there was some other stuff going on, which we're going to cover in just a minute. I love the fact that the crowds were standing around waiting to see him. It's very obvious, no matter what the narrative is put out into the world, that, this is not my king, that people really like Charles. And look at him with the baby. Love it. Now, this is something new. While King Charles was there, he greeted the 42F Squadron Air Training Corps. That they were lined up, and he was so nice. He went up and down and met everybody. He is such a gentleman. All right, let's move on to Princess Anne. The first thing she did was take part in an interview in remembrance of Scottish sportsman and Christian missionary Eric Liddell. There was an interesting story she told. Apparently 100 years ago in the 1924 Paris Olympics, Mr. Liddell won gold in the 400 meters after refusing to run in the 100-meter race because it was scheduled for a Sunday. Next up, Princess Anne was seen with her husband. First off, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, shook her hand, but she was there watching the men's rugby sevens gold match between France and Fiji. Now, this took place on day 1 of the Olympics in Paris on July 27th. Also spotted up there in that box was Princess Charlene and Prince Albert of Monaco. If you look at the man sitting right there next to Anne, on Anne's left but to our right, this must have been one nail biter of a game. Look at his expressions, like he just could not get past what was going on down on the field. Yeah. All right, well, when that was over, Anne went to visit where Team Great Britain was residing. I cannot even begin to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. I love the fact that she was there for Great Britain. She was there for the team, even though her daughter didn't earn a spot. I thought that was pretty cool of her. Now, they were spotted later attending the eventing cross-country team and individual competition of the equestrian eventing competitions. The Princess Royal then attended the medal ceremony for the eventing team final on day 3 of the Olympics in Paris. Now, Princess Anne was tasked with handing the gold medals over to the Team Great Britain people during the medal ceremony for the eventing team finals. And again, this took place on day 3. You guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I wish like heck there had been a photographer on the other side to catch Anne's facial expression while she was handing out these medals, because I could just imagine. Anne congratulated Laura Collett, I think is how you say her name, following the eventing team jumping final. Then Anne handed over the bronze medals to Team Japan for the eventing team finals on this same day. And Princess Anne was then seen handing over the silver medals to Team France for the same event. I am very glad that Anne went and was able to help represent Great Britain. All right, let's move on. Let's move on now to Queen Camilla, who went to Ascot on King George Day because she was going to be presenting trophies. She was seen there with Andrew Parker Bowles there on her left, and she was also seen with racing advisor John Warren. Camilla, after saying hello and greeting everybody, went up to the box where she was watching, and apparently it was quite nail-biting because her horse was running. From what I understand, it didn't win, but it must have been a real nail-biter. Look at the facial expressions on this woman. She's like, oh my God, he's getting up there. No, he's not. He's falling behind. And then she's looking like, ew, he's not doing so well. I'm glad she enjoys the racing, though. Anyway, getting back to the story. Now, when the race was over, she went down and spoke to the jockey that had ridden her horse. I wish I could tell you his name, but I cannot. The Queen presented the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes trophies to the team behind the winning horse. The name was Simmering. Now, France won the stakes for the first time in 2006 with its horse Goliath, and the Queen was photographed speaking with Goliath's owner, Baron Philip von Ullman, as he held the golden trophy she had just presented to him. Ascot describes the stakes, by the way, as its premier midsummer showpiece and the horses race over a mile and a half. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce, as usual, for showing us what the Queen was wearing. Let's move on. Next up, we have Sarah Ferguson. They're saying that she looked just gorgeous while she was at an event in France. She was wearing an olive green floor-length gown. They said it looked like it came right out of Bridgerton Regency era. Whew. Now, this was right after Sarah had popped out at that gala, where she was wearing the black and white dress. She's been very busy lately. Now, she came out and said she's feeling a lot better since her breast cancer and the skin cancer. And she's been told by her doctor she should not use the phrase cancer-free because she still has regular checkups. But, she says that she's doing well. Just as an FYI, Sarah just wrote a children's book and she was going to be attending the Festival of Fiction in Australia, and she has pulled out because she does not want to distract from Charles and Camilla's upcoming tour. That's nice. You guys know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe button. Go down into my description box where you'll find links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, my Amazon wish list, as well as a physical address in case there's something you want to send. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.